You are trying to sleep. The room is quiet, but the conversation is still happening in your head. You hear their tone again. You replay your answer. Then you imagine a better one. Sharper, calmer, more convincing. You tell yourself you are learning from what happened. But after the 10th replay, you are not learning. You are trying to rewrite a moment that is already over. When that happens, use the 3-question test. This is a modern practice built on a Stoic principle. Separate what happened from the judgment you added, take the lesson, and release what you cannot change. In this video, you will learn how to stop replaying conversations without ignoring what they taught you. Comment, release, if one old conversation has taken too much of your peace. The mind replays conversations because unfinished moments feel dangerous. Maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe you stayed silent when you wanted to speak. Maybe you said too much. Maybe someone insulted you and you froze. Maybe they walked away, believing something false about you. The conversation ended, but your mind keeps working because it wants control. It wants a better ending. It wants the perfect sentence that would have changed everything. But the past does not reopen because you found better words at midnight. The replay gives you the feeling of action without the power of action. That is why it becomes exhausting. You are spending energy in a place where no decision can be changed. Epictetus taught that people are disturbed not only by events, but by the judgments they attach to them. A conversation happened. That is the event. They now think I am weak is a judgment. I ruined everything is a judgment. I should have known exactly what to say is a judgment. The event may deserve reflection. The judgment may be creating the suffering. The 3-question test helps you separate them. Question 1. What actually happened? Not what you fear it meant. Not what you imagine they now believe. What happened? Keep the answer short. They interrupted me. I raised my voice. I agreed even though I wanted to say no. They left before I finished. I sent a long message and they did not respond. That is the event. Do not turn the answer into a speech. Do not add motives you cannot prove. Do not say, they interrupted me because they never respected me and wanted to embarrass me. You may believe that, but it is still an interpretation. Start with what a camera would have recorded. This matters because the mind often enlarges pain by adding certainty where certainty does not exist. They seemed distant becomes they hate me. They disagreed becomes they think I am foolish. They ended the conversation becomes I will never get another chance. Facts are usually smaller than the story, and smaller problems are easier to handle. Here is an example. You make a suggestion in a meeting. A coworker dismisses it quickly. Later, you replay the moment for hours. You imagine everyone losing respect for you. But what actually happened? You made a suggestion. One person disagreed. The meeting continued. That is uncomfortable. It is not the destruction of your reputation. Question 1 brings the mind back from imagination to reality. Question 2. What is mine to learn? This question keeps reflection useful. Stoicism does not ask you to pretend nothing matters. It asks you to use experience wisely. Maybe you interrupted someone. Learn to pause. Maybe you avoided a necessary boundary. Prepare one clear sentence for next time. Maybe you spoke while angry. Use the 10-second pause before answering. Maybe you explained yourself too much. Practice giving one answer and stopping. Maybe you were treated unfairly. Learn which people deserve less access. The lesson should become an action, not a punishment. Do not say, "The lesson is that I always ruin everything." That is not a lesson. That is self-attack. Do not say, "The lesson is never trust anyone." That is fear pretending to be wisdom. A useful lesson is specific. Next time, I will ask for time before answering. Next time, I will speak before resentment builds. Next time, I will not continue the conversation once insults begin. Next time, I will prepare the facts before the meeting. The goal is not to create a perfect future. It is to become slightly better prepared. Marcus Aurelius used reflection to correct himself, not to torture himself. He returned to his own conduct. What could he control? What kind of person did he want to be next time? That is the Stoic use of memory. Take the lesson. Leave the whip. Comment lesson if you need to stop confusing self-punishment with self-improvement. Question 3. What must I now release? This is the hardest question, because some parts of the conversation are not yours anymore. You cannot control what they think. You cannot force them to understand. You cannot return to the exact moment with better timing. You cannot unsay the sentence. You cannot make another person fair, calm, or honest. You cannot guarantee that the next conversation will happen. Release does not mean approval. It does not mean the other person was right. It means you stop demanding that the past become different before you allow yourself peace. Ask, is there a real action left? Maybe you owe an apology. Give it once. Maybe a misunderstanding can be clarified. Clarify it simply. Maybe a boundary needs to be stated. State it calmly. But once the useful action is complete, continued replay is not responsibility. It is repetition. Suppose you said something rude during an argument. The useful action may be to apologize and change the behavior. After that, replaying the scene 100 times does not repair more. It only keeps you trapped inside the worst version of yourself. Suppose someone insulted you and you did not respond. Maybe there is no action left. Your mind keeps inventing comebacks because it wants to recover pride. But dignity does not require a late performance. Sometimes the strongest response is to learn, adjust, and move forward. The 3-question test is simple. What actually happened? What is mine to learn? What must I now release? Write the answers down. Do not answer only in your head. Writing slows the story. It forces vague fear into clear words. Use 3 short sections. Fact, lesson, release. For example, fact, they criticized my work in front of the team. Lesson, next time, I will ask for specific feedback and respond after I understand the facts. Release, I cannot control their tone or what everyone thought in that moment. That is enough. You do not need 10 pages. You need a clean ending. There is one mistake that makes this test fail. People use the first question to restart the trial. They write every detail, every expression, every possible motive, every sentence they wish they had said. Now the reflection becomes another replay. Keep each answer short, 2 or 3 sentences. Set a 10-minute limit. When the timer ends, close the page. The purpose is not to solve the entire relationship. The purpose is to stop one conversation from occupying your whole mind. Another mistake is trying to release before taking the lesson. The mind may resist because it believes letting go means wasting the experience. So take the lesson first. Give the mind something useful. Then release the rest. This is why the 3 questions work together. Facts remove exaggeration. Lessons create growth. Release protects peace. Use the test at night when your mind begins replaying. Use it after an argument. Use it after a difficult meeting. Use it after sending something you regret. Use it when someone misunderstood you. Use it when you froze and did not know what to say. The test does not promise that the feeling will vanish immediately. You may still feel embarrassed, angry, sad, disappointed, but the emotion no longer needs to control the whole night. You have faced the event. You have taken responsibility for what is yours. You have separated yourself from what is not. That is enough for today. Here is the challenge. Choose one conversation you have replayed more than once. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Write the 3 questions. What actually happened? What is mine to learn? What must I now release? Then close the page. Do not reopen the trial tonight. When the replay returns, say, I already took the lesson. The rest is repetition. Comment 3 if you are willing to try the test. Remember this: you do not need the perfect comeback to recover your dignity. You do not need everyone to understand you before you can move forward. You do not need to keep reopening an old wound to prove that it mattered. Take what is useful. Correct what is yours. Release what no longer has an action attached to it. If this video helped you, subscribe to Stoic Echoes and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next practical Stoic lesson. Then choose the conversation. Answer the 3 questions. And let tonight be the night the conversation finally ends.